Assalamu alaikum and what's up everyone? Welcome back to another vlog. Today we're going to be reviewing a new lens that was just released by Sigma. And this is the Sigma 85 DG... Wrong one. All right. I guess Sigma's got another 85. All right, check out the video real quick. Okay, I'm not being paid by Sigma to say any of the information that you're gonna hear right now. However, Sigma did send over the lens for me to try out, which I really appreciate. Big thank you to Sigma for sending it over. We always like to test out new items, new products before they hit the market. So again, not being paid to do it, but they did send it to me so I could try it out. Thought you guys, full disclosure, thought you guys should know. They sent it over so I could try it out, give the feedback, give my information back to the community. All right, so that's the new 85. New 85 by Sigma. This is for mirrorless cameras only. Specifically, this one is for the Sony E-mount. So this is the 85 F1.4 DG DN. So let's look inside real quick. As soon as you open it, you got a nice little pouch. I love when camera companies or when lens companies or when companies give you pouches. This one's got a nice little pouch. I'm gonna put this box on the side right here. And let's open it up. Quick unboxing just to show you what's on the lens. So you got an 85 lens. Immediately, as soon as you open it, you notice something really interesting. You notice that, now let me get the plastic off real quick. It is way smaller than its predecessor. Pretty insane, right? Look at that. Look at the size, look at the form factor. So they're both 85 and this is huge difference in size. Okay, so I'm gonna read some of the specs on this bad boy right from the paper, just so you guys have them. And by the way, they'll be in the section right over here, okay, on the screen. So technical specifications, angle view is 28.6 degrees. Lens construction is 11 to 15. Magnification is 1.8.4. Filter size, 77 millimeters. For those of you guys that want to add filters, 77 mm is the diameter for the filter. Okay, minimum aperture is f16. Dimensions, 82.8 by 94.1 mm. That's 3.26 by 3.71 inches. Minimum focusing distance is 85 centimeters, which is 27.9 feet. The weight, by far most important, is 630 grams. 630 grams, which is 22.2 ounces. That's why you want to get this, so you don't have to carry around this. You got this. Big, big difference. All right, so 630 grams, 22.2 ounces. I love it. That's impressive. But there's something else in here too. The hood. Don't forget about the hood. It comes in really handy. All right, so let's look at this. Let's take a closer look at this lens. Pretty nice so far. Weight is pretty good. Glass is good on it. All right, look at the iris on that. That's pretty cool. Glass seems pretty clean on it. We definitely want to test this out right now. I want to take some shots with it. So now this lens is designed exclusively for full frame mirrorless cameras. So now this lens is exclusively designed for full frame mirrorless cameras. All right, has some features on it that we're going to talk about. It has the AF/MF focus, and it has the AFL lock, which is programmable. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. It has click on, click off. Benefit of that is, see how there's no clicking sound. You hear that sound? Look at that. Here, I'll put it next to the microphone so you guys can hear it. Fire. Click off. It's very smooth. It's good for wildlife, weddings, somewhere that you're supposed to be really quiet, no noise, right? And if you want to make a lot of noise, turn it on. Gotta love that noise, huh? It has the iris ring lock switch, which if you see right here, it's right on the side, all right? And what that does, if I lock it without getting into A, position A, which is right here, if I lock it without getting into position A, then I can keep turning my ring. If I turn to position A, lock it, now it doesn't come out at all, it doesn't move, it stays right where it is. So if I put it into position A and lock it, it stays right where it is, doesn't move. See, I try to move it, it doesn't move at all. The lens construction on this lens is pretty impressive, actually. So a lot of things they kept in mind, because it's for a mirrorless camera. So the flange distance in the back, so it's pretty short, and the glass layers. So there are 5 SLD glass used, and the axial chromatic aberration, which can only be corrected optically, has been really corrected. So they fixed that. So basically, chromatic aberration, heavily adjusted. They did a really great job with it because they made it very small and compact, and they did not take away from the quality at all. All right, let's bring the old lens back in, which was still a very good lens. This is an 85 1.4. This has an 86 diameter. So the diameter on this bad boy is 86. It's quite heavy. It's a very big heavy piece of glass, which is nice. And this one is a 77 diameter. So you got a 77 and an 86. Both amazing, but look at the form factor, look at the size. I mean, that's, if you're shooting all day and you're carrying this one, for those of you guys that use the 85 on the Sigma, the Art series, this particular one right here, great lens, but pretty heavy. So now we got this guy, which is a 77 in diameter, and it is half the size. Look at that. That's a big difference there, all right? One important thing to bring up is the stepping motors. So used for the Sony mirrorless, we were able to test it out. You can see on your screen right now when we put a human element in front of us and we switch focus and we go after the eye autofocus. Look at how it tracks right on the eye. So this is for the Sony E-mount, and we're able to use the features and options that are built in because the stepping motor supports the latest functions such as eye, animal, pupil, AF, and human body recognition AF by supporting AFC. Now, another thing I want to bring up, which I mentioned briefly before, is the AFL button right over here. All right, for those of you guys looking up top, AFL right over here. All right, now the cool thing about this button, you can customize it to wherever you want. So having an auto function lock, which is customizable to whatever you want, is really, really cool, because sometimes when you're shooting on the fly, you need to use one of the options that are right on the lens. So you got your camera, you got your lens, you program it, and you're good to go. Definitely a big benefit. You can never have enough customizable buttons, especially ones that are accessible on the lens. Pretty cool. Or you can just simply use it for autofocus lock. AFL, AFL, autofocus lock. But it's customizable, so you can change it to whatever you want. Let's talk about the hood. The hood with a lock and a release. Pretty cool. Very important to have, especially if you're shooting outdoors, flares and whatnot. If you're trying to avoid them or trying to bring them in, hood is very important. Now, the cool thing about this hood is there is a in-out tab right on top, and there's a mark right above the lens. So you line them both up just like that, and you lock. So right now, this thing is locked in, and it makes the lens look, if you're trying to go for that look, that bigger professional look, so you got same size now, just about the same size, but still way lighter, way lighter, right? All right, so this is the hood. Now there's a quick release button for the hood, so you tap the button, swing to the right, hood is off, you're in business. Okay, the bokeh on the Sigma 85 is amazing. Amazing because of form factor, price, glass, and performance. Just, you know, on all levels is really good. So when you get clean circular bokeh, like the one that's on your screen right now, this is shot at 1.4. If you look at the circular balls in the background, they're very clean. If you drop the aperture down to f2, the peripheral area will be almost a perfect circle. So you can control the bokeh according to your style. So the new Sigma 1.4, we found that it actually outperforms the older Sigma 1.4, which was also a good lens. You know, this is an amazing lens, but the new one actually outperforms it. And the reason why it's the F1.4, the bokeh on it. Even though it's amazing on the older art lens, look at your screen right now. You got some really clean circular bokeh, and again around f2, it's almost perfectly circular. So we'll talk about price last, but cheaper, quality of glass is high. Amazing bokeh at 1.4. It's pretty impressive. So I just thought I'd mention that. Doing a comparison here, we found that this is cleaner. It is better. The bokeh is a lot nicer on the newer one. Now I didn't have an f1.8 lens to compare it to, but from what I've been reading, or from what I've been seeing, I'm sorry. So looking at older photos that we had before when we used to have an f1.8, I found that this way outperforms the f1.8 by far. So there's other lenses that are f1.8 that are in the same, kind of in the same field. This one way out, it just destroys it. So found that on images that we've taken with the new guy here are a lot sharper and clearer towards the edges. So that's a big advantage there. So you got clarity not only in the center, it reaches out to the corners as well. So this allows you to capture maximum resolution, and at the maximum aperture, it's at the top of its game. All right, guys, so in conclusion, this bad boy outperforms this bad boy. Even though it's about half the size, again, it's about half the size, it outperforms it in resolution, it outperforms it in clarity on corners, and by them correcting the XL chromatic aberration, the resolution is improved and there are few unsightly fringes in the out focus area, resulting in a clear description. I'll just read it from the script there, but I'm just letting you know, after testing it, we did find that fringing was not there. Diffraction, we didn't see any diffraction when we go higher up towards f16. It's very minimal, if not noticeable at all. Clarity on the corners was very good. And again, using it at 1.4, this is the kind of lens that if you buy, you want to use at 1.4, especially for portraits, to get those amazing shots, get that nice depth, get that bokeh in there. It is amazing. One important thing to note, guys, is there is vignetting if you are shooting at less than 3 meters. However, make sure you turn on all optical correction. We said we're gonna talk about price. So price on this bad boy is $999, a little under $1,000. If you are in the U.A.E, like us in Dubai, it is 3,669 AED, dirhams, which is pretty good for a lens that is 1.4, half the size of this guy. That's cool. And you get amazing bokeh, amazing results. You got all the bells and whistles, all the options, all the key features on it, which is pretty cool for a little under $1,000. E-mount, sharp lens, Sigma art, amazing. I'm gonna list more information about this lens in the description section down below. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section down below. Please give me a like, a subscribe if you like listening and seeing videos like this. We like to give back to the community by reviewing new items that are not out in the market yet to see if they're worth you guys investing, buying, trying, or whatever you want to do out there. All right, so thanks again. And if you guys want to see my photos or see more of my work, you can check out my Instagram, TG from Dubai, over here, or somewhere over here. All right, it's somewhere on the screen. Thanks again, and I'll catch you on the next one. Assalamu alaikum.